Thing that I lost, I'm taking it all back. And you can't have it. Come on, say. Give me back my stuff. I want it. We ain't playing games up in here. We declaring victory over your situations. I want it all back. Everything that the enemy stole. All back. I want it all. I know you've been through it. Hey, say it's mine. All mine. Now walk in and you can have it. With everything that you got, point your finger and say, and you can have it. All right. And you can, like that. And you can have it. All right. And you can, and you can have it. Come on. All right. Come on, let this be your war cry. And you can have it. Come on. That's it. And you can, right now, open up your mouth and say, oh man, I ain't gonna let you take from me no more. God's gonna give it back to you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. That's it right there. Whatever you've been through, right now, I declare undeserving favor over your family, over your children, over your children's children. Right now, we declare we got the victory. We got the victory. We got the victory. And you can have it. And you can have it. Oh my God. You feel it? This sounds like victory. No, you can't have it. No, you can't have it. No, you can't have it. It's mine. Come on. Get your hands off. No, you can't have it. I like this part. No, you can't have it. I'm taking my joy back. Come on. Yeah. I'm taking my peace back. Come on. I want my victory. I want it now. Come on. Go ready. Let's go. All right. Oh my God. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. Come on. Now walk in it. Take your authority back. Come on. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. All right.
This is where the community is connected. 980 AM WDDO.
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of the Glory 980 AM, the Glory Media Group, LLC, WDDO AM, its staff, management, or advertisers, but are the views and opinions of the participants of the broadcast.
Macon and Middle Georgia. It's time for Village Talks with Tia and LJ. Join them live every Wednesday from 5:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. right here on the Glory 107.9 FM, 980 AM WDDO. Log on to the Glory 107.9 FM on Facebook or YouTube to become a part of the conversation. Let's go live into the studio for Village Talks with Tia and LJ.
Is your child struggling with reading, writing, learning loss, and a culturally irrelevant curriculum? Do you want your child to be outstanding at reading and writing and also take pride in their culture? then you want Reading Revolution Online. Reading Revolution Online is a web-based reading support program. We serve scholars in grades K through 8, and through our innovative approach, we help them build reading confidence and cultural identity development, equipping them for success in school and life. They learn about Black heroes and sheroes through captioned videos, reading selections, and other activities. Reading Revolution Online is an experience for the whole family. Do it for the culture. Go to readingrevolution.org and get your membership today.
Hey, happy Wednesday, everybody. What's going on? Hey, welcome to Village Talks, the freshest radio show and podcast, bringing you conversations centered on community and culture from the 478 and beyond. Yes. I am your co-host, LJ, and this is my extraordinarily, wonderfully made, beautiful co-host,
Tia. Peace and blessings, good people. And before he tried to tell my business on this radio.
I'm gonna beat you. She tan these breadsticks up. Golly, they ain't even not sponsible. Look, she eat these breadsticks like Little Caesar sponsored the whole show.
He put my business out on his live before we came live, y'all. So I had to just go ahead and share it.
Hey, Tia ain't playing. You know what? If y'all didn't know, we're expecting. So Tia, has another one inside of her right now. So we got 3 co-hosts. Y'all just don't see the other one.
Not yet. Not there yet.
Yeah, but she showed she had tanny breadsticks. Oh, show them you ain't playing. She got it right there.
I'm not about to show y'all I'm not playing.
She got a breadstick.
But they are right here, though, y'all.
So if y'all see her screen just blank out, y'all already know what she's doing.
That means I talked to our producer Tony and told him to go ahead and cut my screen off for a second.
What we got going on, Tia? How you doing?
I'm doing great, y'all. Happy to be here as always. Shout out to Zakia Muhammad, and best radio host in the land. Thank you so much, sis. She just got back from her trip. I'm glad she was able to return safely.
No, she's still in the Bahamas.
Oh, okay. Well, go ahead.
She's listening to us right now in the Bahamas.
Well, we're going to take these offshore guests or audience members. We appreciate you, sis, for coming in.
You need to be safe out there, too. I seen you post talking about you almost drowned out there. So
yeah.
I ain't feel too good about that now, Zakia. Y'all be careful out there, swimming out there in out there in the ocean and lakes and stuff like that. I was just talking to Pastor Dominique before the show started. He said, man, look, he just stay in the pool. He said he stay in the pool. But but shout out to my guy, D-Lo Brotherhood, one of the greatest entertainers and rap artists, whatever you want to call it, brothers in making Middle Georgia history, man. Shout out to you, brother. He said 2 of my favorite people, one of my favorite shows.
Yes, thank you so much.
Appreciate you. Shout out to Danny D Glover. What's up, fam? What's going on with you? You man got that big fish fry. Give me, say my fish salmon. We need that fish salmon, boy. You got that fish.
He done got cleared to eat some fried fish.
I get a little bit. And then we got Rasul Salim. Hey, what's up? From the great legendary Salim family. You talking about fish? We talking about fish sandwiches.
I love the fish sandwiches.
Hey, you can't talk about fish sandwiches and make jars without talking about Salim. Shout out to my guy Rasul. But yeah, but we definitely today we have a special guest in the building. He's gonna check in with us in about 10 minutes. I might hear him back there in the cut.
I hear him laughing already. He was laughing at me. But it's all good. It's all love.
The great Dr. Dominique Johnson is gonna be joining us today. This is gonna be an action-packed show today, y'all. I'm excited. But what we got going on, Tia?
So we have a few things, but a lot of things going on in the community. Starting tomorrow, there is going to be a job and resource fair. So if you're looking for a job or training opportunity, Goodwill is hosting a job and resource fair from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Anderson Conference Center. You'll be able to meet employers like Emory Hospital, Georgia Power, and Macon Housing Authority, while also accessing education and healthcare resources. This event will take place at 5171 Eisenhower Parkway in Macon, Georgia. And if you want more information, go to goodwillworks.org/job-fair.
That's good.
Yes. Then on Saturday, we have a few things going on, some community cleanups. One is going to be taking place in Pleasant Hill. The Pleasant Hill Neighborhood Organization, in partnership with Keep Making Bid Beautiful, is inviting all residents to a community ride cleanup day. Volunteers will gather at L.H. Williams Elementary between 9 a.m. and 12 p.m. to help beautify the neighborhood. And L.H. Williams is located at 325 Pursley Street, and that's again in Macon, Georgia. That'll be happening on Saturday.
Cool.
Also happening on Saturday is the Fort Hill Eastview Community Garden Day. There will be a neighborhood cleanup and community garden day that will be taking place from 8:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. at the Fort Hill Eastview Community Park. This is also hosted by Keep Macon Be Beautiful and Grow Macon. Volunteers will assist with garden work and litter cleanup. The address is 1104 View Avenue, Macon, Georgia. And then finally, when it comes in the way of Keep Making Bed Beautiful, who is doing big things, shout out to Miss Aisha.
Shout out to Miss
And
Aisha.
she has some things going on all over the city. But MLK Elementary School will be having their fall garden and cozy corner outdoor classroom. This event will take place from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Saturday, August 30th, and supplies will be provided. So that address is 1301 Shirley Drive, and again, that is on east side of Macon at MLK Elementary School. We then will be having a Labor Day cookout. Why are you laughing at me? Y'all, listen.
No, every time you say somebody east side,
I'm just saying. I ain't
Dominique, he all over here laughing. Every time you say somebody east side, Fort Hill, MLK, he just starts smiling over
I'm
there.
just saying. I'll be quiet. Go ahead.
I'm surprised he ain't got on his East Side Out Loud shirt or something going on.
You already
y'all.
knew it. Don't be quiet.
He ain't even came on yet. He already on.
I mean, he turned up too, y'all. On Sunday, there will be the 478 Labor Day Cookout and Block Party. This community event will be happening at Henderson Stadium for Labor Day weekend, starting at 11 a.m. The day will include food trucks, vendors, a health and fitness expo, DJ sets, and a $1,000 dance competition. The address for that event is 2172 Anthony Road. And again, that will be taking place on Sunday, August 31st. And then finally, to get the kids back excited about school, Community Schools United will be organizing a walking school bus for L.H. Williams students. Kids will walk to schools in a safe, supervised group. The walk will go from 7:30 a.m. to 8:20 a.m. Volunteers are encouraged to sign up. So if you want to assist with the walking school bus at L.H. Williams, be sure to contact Beverly Wright at B Wright, and that's BWRIGHT at UnitedWayCG.com. And that's what's happening in Macon.
That's what's up. That's good news. That's really good news. Yeah. Mr. Dominique, Dr. Dominique over here just smiling. Every time you say something about East Side, he's a founder of the whole East Side Loud movement. So, I ain't mad at him. Let's hear. Shout out to small people checking in with us. Sade, she always checking in with us. That's our village sister. Sis. She is now one of our village sisters officially.
She is a village sister.
So shout out to you, Sade. And the phone lines are open for anyone that want to call in all show. Now, we won't let y'all know it ain't just about us dialoguing and having this conversation ourselves. If you want to call in, feel free. Join the conversation. 478-250-1444. Again, that is 478-250-1444. Join the conversation. Holler at us. Let us know what you got going on, what you're feeling like, what you hear in this good conversation we're about to have, and add something to it. So we're all for that. So please make sure you do that. Also, if you're hearing us on the radio, just know that we are live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, as well as, like I said, we have an app. It's the Glory app. It's available in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. And we also have a website. It's www.wddo.live. So it ain't no excuse. You can hear us everywhere. All right. So we got anybody on the phone? I thought we had somebody on the phone line, but we don't. But let me shout out our sponsors to this show. Shout out to Homeland Village Cultural Center. They're an amazing place, one of the best places that you will find in Macon, Georgia, for any and everything that you need. From organics, meaning you need butters. If you need
black
bitters,
seed oil.
Yes, you name it. Books. Like that. That's one of the most slept on things about Homeland. People talk about the sea moss and black seed and all that kind of stuff, and the incense and clothes, all that you can get, which is amazing. But the books
are incredible, especially right now with them taking away history out of schools and all these
Right.
things that are happening right now with our people. We're not even able to embrace and teach our history, in these public schools. They taking landmarks down, they taking down Martin Luther King statues and
Putting up Confederate
I
statues.
mean, and it is really happening like that. So, they taking down our stuff and putting up stuff from people that was traitors of the United States of America. A lot of our people died and fought for the rights, not only for our people as black people, but for all people in the United States. And they're trying to erase that history. So we got to make sure we embrace our history. Homeland Village does a great job of that, as well as giving us all the things we need holistically to help us every day. So shout out to them. Shout out to Sherman Kind, Assembly Brothers. They've been with us. They've been a sponsor since the very beginning. Shout out to them. We appreciate you. And also shout out to Habersham Records for also being a sponsor. We appreciate Mama, Miss Pat.
Yes, and if y'all always come in early, y'all know readingrevolution.org. Yeah, I'm saying it right. .com. I'm sorry, y'all.
No, readingrevolution.org.
Y'all, please blame it on my head, not my heart. But yes, they are always available, and it is culturally competent reading for our students. So again, to supplement the fact that we can't teach our own history in our schools, that is a great program for our students and to get them excited about reading. So thank you to all of our sponsors. Thank you to our village audience for always showing up and showing out. And then I do want to pose our accountability check question. You all can reflect on it through the conversation. And if you would like, give us a call in or comment your thoughts on the accountability check question. How does faith influence the way we lead in our homes, schools, and communities? How does faith influence the way we lead in our homes, schools, and communities? LJ, you got any thoughts on that before we get started with the
No, I'm gonna let the Reverend Doctor
Reverend Dr. Eastside out loud?
Yeah, I'm gonna let him. Yeah, but I definitely just to give a quick thought. I think that it's definitely needed more. I know it's like a separation of church and institution, or church and state or whatever. They taking stuff out of the schools, things of that nature in regards to faith. And then we know we got a lot of diverse backgrounds when it comes to people and their faith. So it's understood on one level, but at the same time, us as a spiritual people, we need to really be able to find ways to embrace that. This is a gospel station. These definitely are our opinions and how we feel and what we live by and practice. So we're very spiritual people, and it's practical too. We understand that it's a reflection. Everything that we see in the physical is a reflection of that which is in the spirit. So,
absolutely,
our morals, values, principles, all that needs to be a part of everything that we do. So I know Dr. Dominique.
Without further ado,
yes,
we done introduced him about 20 times already.
It sounds great.
No doubt, man. Like, let's welcome Dr. Dominique Johnson. He's the pastor of Kingdom Life, founder of the Urban CEO. He's now the truancy intervention specialist for Bill County School Board. He has so many different hats, but he wears them all very well, along with the stripes that he has on his sleeves, because he more definitely is battle tested and ready. So we appreciate this. Is an honor to have you on today, Doctor. How you doing, sir?
Man, I'm great, and I'm blessed, and I ain't gonna be churchy, but I will say blessed and highly favored.
Flavored, hungry too.
You definitely got the you got the favor and the flavor.
Yeah, I really appreciate the opportunity to be on here. I think anytime you accept it amongst your peers, it's an honor and a privilege. And I want to thank you. I want to salute you all as well for the work you all have been doing behind the scenes and now on the scenes. But I also, man, salute to you for the 478 award.
Appreciate it.
So, yeah, we want to do that, man. So, yeah.
No doubt. Yeah, shout out to them guys too. Shout out to Matt. Shout out to Snap. And the whole 478 Music Awards, what they doing too. Shout out to them. But yeah, appreciate that.
Yeah.
But yes, sir. T, you want to get? Oh yeah, and I got my. If y'all don't see what this is, I got my Urban CEO shirt on. Just to let y'all know, this what this is right here.
Yeah.
T and I both are graduates of the Urban CEO.
Yeah, I can't fit mine at the
It's all gravy too.
But just to get started, Dr. Johnson, You serve Macon in many capacities. Before we dive into your current work, can you share with us and the audience what first grounded you in service and in leadership?
I would say family and my faith. I would
Mm,
say family and faith. I think, I know I come from a family that believes in serving. It was instilled in me no matter where God gives you or a platform or whatnot. I always remember that you're a part of a larger circle
right.
and you need to do that. That was instilled in my home. And of course, once I fully surrendered to Christ, that's just an ethic. Like that's an ethos. That's a culture. I say this, and we'll get into all of it later. It's y'all know I'm a preacher, so I'm gonna bring that into. We talking about faith today,
Oh
right?
yeah,
Yes, sir.
So it said,
absolutely.
let this mind be in you, which is in Christ, who thought it not robbery to consider himself equal with God, but what took on the form of a servant. So we always say we want the mind of Christ, but the mind of Christ is to serve.
Right,
Absolutely.
right,
Right.
right, right.
I take that home. So that's well, man. Really, my family and my faith. You ask anybody, my family just serves. We got it from my mom, grandma, everybody. Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely, brother. Yes, sir. And with that, and what you serving, because you definitely serve the community very well, man. And you do a lot. But what do you believe is the church's responsibility when it comes to developing leaders and strengthening communities? Because you being a pastor and you doing that work and being, a lot of people are always talking about how a lot of times our churches ain't in the streets, so they're not doing this or doing that. But people can't say that about you because you definitely are out there. So, what do you believe about that? Like, what's driving you to do that work?
Yeah. Of course, like that's a grace that's on me. I'm very careful about not saying what churches should do. So let me say, I think it's how we define church, right?
Right,
I
right,
think it's how we define or have a working definition of church. So how I'm defining it is the church is a covenant community for the community.
mm,
Mm-hmm.
So I think when you and I talk about this, either when we slightly disagree, this and that, we rarely disagree, but even when we don't, right? It's like, okay, what is church? And I think we have to look at that. I think we have
right,
to really understand some of the stuff that we think we are holding the church accountable for. The church may not necessarily be accountable for, but
right.
it may be adjacent to.
For sure,
You see
for
what I'm
sure, for
saying?
sure.
So for me, I think it is our responsibility to be a transforming organization. I
Right,
think it is the church is engaged, should be engaged to transform the community. I think that's why Jesus created.
okay,
He said, "On this rock I build my church." Right. So what is church? I think that's where we start at. And when you look at it, LJ, you'd probably have to say there was still a synagogue and a temple at the time. So what is this thing called the church?
right,
Right. I
Mm-hmm.
still got the synagogue and the temple, and so people don't know it's not really a religious term. It's a secular term that Jesus took and sanctified it for His use. Because when you look at it, we say the called out ones, but called out to do what? So
right,
really, it was a Greek term, ecclesia, which means the assembly. They were called out to do what? Handle the affairs of the city. So now, Jesus, I'm going to take this concept and I'm going to have my community who helps transform the other community. So if we're not careful, watch this. This might shake people a bit. I ain't trying to be deep. Caesar had a church because it was a governmental action. It was a governmental section. So
right,
Jesus, I'm not going to get a religious word. So when I take this word and say it in the context of my disciples during that time, they'll understand you're not just supposed to be together, clapping, jumping, running, shouting. Oh, not that. You're supposed to be going to do something, to, you are called out to do something.
right,
Mm-hmm.
right, right. So the church really is more about purpose
Right.
than just, I guess, the whole performance part of it.
Right. And I'm not against that because, and that's what we get in from. We have to tell people just because I'm saying we on a black show right today,
Right.
just because it's different don't mean it's deficient.
That's right. That's
We
right.
we we on 2 and 4. You might be on 1 and 3. We may holler. That's what people God watch this. We're rhythmic people anyway.
Oh
Right.
yeah.
So
Oh
don't
yeah.
expect me to worship like you, and I ain't gonna really expect you to worship like me.
Right.
So
Right.
when we look at it, it may not be that the church has a mission. It may be that God has God has a church for His mission. So we got to understand now what is the mission of God, and the mission of God is the liberation and transformation of people and places.
Amen.
That's good stuff.
Amen, Pastor. I just say, hey, look, told you he don't play, y'all. We can't let him get away though.
Nah, he came in ready, y'all.
He came
I
ready.
mean, yeah, I'm just this.
Oh
What
no,
I do.
no, we
This what I
love
do.
it. No, we
This
love
what
it.
I do.
No,
I'm
no,
sorry.
we need to stay. We need to stay here. That's why I said we can't let you get away from it. We love
Okay.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Because and with everything that you said, I feel like is definitely important because I do believe that Black people, African people, whatever you know, whatever term you want to use for us, we do worship differently. We are very spiritual just by nature, is in our being. And so I want to ask, and it might be a little bit off, so LJ can pull me back whenever he feels like it. But with this whole Christian nationalism and all of these things that are really running rapid right now in the conservative sector, as far as politics and women leading, women being anything other than child bearers, is what one pastor said. You know, how do you feel about that, and how do you keep that balance within your congregation, making sure that there is not just that,
that's a great question. I think what we have to do is who lens are we reading through? You can read it through the lens of empire. You can read it through the lens of what James Cone would say is he's the God of the oppressed. So when you read about that, let me go the long way to give you an answer. So first of all, let me give you the answer, then explain. I think it's garbage, right? So but when you look at it, any time outside of maybe Solomon's reign and King Solomon's reign, and maybe in Judges, the book really is written by people that are oppressed.
Right.
So when he says you, he's talking like when the word say you, we done got so westernized that we look at just me. But you is also a plural word.
Right.
So when I realized he said, I come to set the captives free, he and set at liberty those who are bruised, he's talking spiritually, of course, but also existentially, which means he's going to also free me spiritually, but also even Jesus was under Roman Empire when he was living.
Right.
So now it shifts how I read the text. So if I realize that there's a love ethic anyway, then I'm gonna do that. I got to realize that even in some nuances, it's a reason why Mary saw Jesus first, and her report came back, because in that time, a woman's testimony had to be corroborated by two men, but she saw him first because now you have to believe the word of this woman. So what Jesus is doing now is bringing back egalitarians. He's saying, no, listen, matter of fact, he tell husband, love your wife as like a co-heir. Treat her as weaker, not weaker mentally or this and that, but physically. So I don't want to get too far off either, but that whole thing, once again, if you read it through empire, right? If you read it through this lens, then you're going to see some of that. But when you get the context that really the book is about people who were oppressed, like I said, two times. Solomon, David won a little victory. They won, but the rest of it, Jeremiah, Isaiah, Daniel, they get it handed to them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So definitely hear what you're saying with that. Instead of looking at it more like in layman terms, looking at it like a political system, understanding it's a true spiritual system that really is helping, the least of us become the greatest.
Right. What happens is when I have a poor theology, it leads me to a poor anthropology. Then it leads to poor sociology. So if my theology sees you as less than, then that's my theology. I'm gonna treat you as less than, my anthropology, and then I'm gonna make laws. My sociology that affects how you do that.
Right. All right. So speaking of your sociology, you created something called the Urban Leadership Academy.
Yeah, man.
ULA. All right. So both myself and Tia, we had the privilege of graduating from ULA. From the Great Eight. Great Eight. Shout out
to cohort 8 of ULA.
I think it was your best one too, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. It was your best one. It was your best one. what I'm saying?
Hey, cohort, 3 or 4, 2 hours. Yeah.
No, hold
He
on.
gonna shout out everybody, but we specifically gonna shout out the
Number
great
8, the great 8. Yeah,
Yeah.
but and I also work with you alongside Cure Violence. We did a lot of work there as well.
Right.
But how do you see your past experiences shaping the work that you do now? And and what led you to creating the Urban CEO? And
Man, I literally, I started out. It's good. I got some great questions too. I'm gonna tell y'all that.
I appreciate it.
So I started out. It was really called MCO at first, making community enrichment organization, and then man, really that wasn't really what God wanted to do with it, right? So at the end, it's like, man, this was supposed to be the Urban CEO, which y'all, yes, it doubles as my brand now, but it stands for the Urban Community Empowerment Organization. And so it's about empowerment, So to be honest with you, LJ, when I first started, and you've heard me say this a number of times, I just started serving. We saw a need, we started serving. It wasn't anything like I'm trying to build a brand and this and that. Now after a while we got a little movement going. You said, okay, let me get this thing in order. You know what I'm saying? Let me start worrying about the brand and how it look and that. But the original concept was at the end of the day, man, you hungry? Let me help you. These kids need book bags. Like most people, and I'm not pulling in about a leg, this and that. They were like, we really think you probably were the first one to do it, start doing it on such a large scale.
Oh, for sure.
When it came to the book bags and stuff, right? I said, well, we just here to serve, And so we saw the need in that. So that what really made me do it. And I also knew this, here go the practical reason, not to be deep. I knew some people would get to a non-profit and they wouldn't get to a church. So to me, it was our kingdom.
Right.
As long as you're walking in your purpose.
Right. To me, it's our kingdom. I'm gonna still do it. I might not necessarily be as overt in preaching the gospel through here, but I'm still gonna help somebody, And we focus on the 5 areas, right? Which is education, economic empowerment, leadership development, civic engagement, and wellness.
That's awesome, bro. That's awesome. I know y'all always talking about make a dollar and a difference.
Dollar and a difference.
You know what I mean? Like, and I love that balance. And and I got to say this, because I've been hearing a lot of conversations, and I see a lot of stuff too, just personally. A lot of people see some folks making dollars, but they're not making a difference.
Right.
Yeah.
And how do we find that balance? With being able to do that, because that's a balance we really need to be able to understand how to. Because you do both at the same time, and you teach that, and you do have a lot of practical ways of doing that.
Yeah.
But how do we make a difference while making a dollar, or what's the whole mindset behind it?
How do we not allow the dollar part to be the driving force?
Right.
Yeah. I think it goes back to a word you said, to be honest with you, and that's purpose. When I'm walking in purpose, walking in my mission, I really, it's going to draw that anyway. When I'm a steward of what I have in my hand, then I understand that that's it. When I live by the principle, it's Dominique Johnson. When I live by his ability to give and to receive.
Right.
But when I also realize that stewardship is not addition, stewardship is multiplication. So when I steward what's in my hand, God's going to multiply.
Right.
So when I say, hey, check this out, man, just because it says non-profit don't mean I'm supposed to profit.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Non-profit is a tax code.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
But we still got money to make. We still got to do that. And we say, invitation into validation. And we have to. Here's the thing: when it comes down to it, we have to start honoring everybody for the gift that they are.
Absolutely.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'll leave it at that.
Yeah,
that's awesome. All right, go ahead, because I was just about to read off some of the comments. Shout out to the chat. Thank you, everybody, for participating. I just want to read off a few of the comments that we have. We have Chris Barfield, brother Chris Barfield. Thank you so much for always coming in, showing out, providing.
He don't play. Let me say this. I don't really, I know you got some people probably too. Chris be on somebody's bump. I'm gonna just leave it at that, and I'm gonna keep riding.
Yeah, Chris don't play no game.
Chris
Chris says the shared practice of faith. The shared practice of faith across all people, no matter a person's race or background, the practice of genuine faith looks the same: honesty, fairness, respect for others, and service. These are universal values. That's why faith has the power to unify people. It does not belong to one race, culture, or class.
That's right.
Elected officials, for those in the public office, faith should not just be words but action.
Amen.
Leaders who claim faith must show it in how they serve, by being accountable, seeking justice, and treating all citizens equally. When practiced sincerely, faith keeps officials humble and prevents them from forgetting that they are servants of the people, not rulers over them.
Hey man, next time put your cash out in the comment, Crip Barfield.
Chris stop playing with him, but he summed it up perfectly. That's absolutely right.
That's awesome.
And then Frank Dixon says, "But your light as a man," he's talking to you, Pastor Eastside Out Loud. But your light as a man and servant leader is evident from the bottom up.
That's for sure.
Double salute, Frank. I appreciate you, man.
Yes, Joe Boo says $1 and the difference.
Oh, he do that. That's most definitely. He know how to. He definitely know how to do both.
Yes, Ronaldo Scott. Thank you so much for being here, Ronaldo. She is the Democratic, the Democratic Party chairman.
Yeah.
Y'all, I'm gonna get myself together. Please forgive me.
It's okay.
And she says, by allowing God to be the center of your life, not just a part of it.
That's right.
And then Joe Boo says, respect all gifts.
That's right.
Absolutely, absolutely. So shout out to our chat. Thank y'all for contributing to the conversation. We appreciate y'all so much.
Appreciate it.
That was that we appreciate y'all. And then I want to ask one more question about just kind of your community work and all the roles that you take on, because LJ named a few, and then I was scrolling Facebook the other day and I'm like, Agape, I'm like, he doing something at Mercer University too, and I know he got big things going on.
He don't play. He don't like 11 boards.
Right, your videographer, she's awesome, and she part of the Agape. What, I forget her name.
Oh, you talking about Nike? So really, I got two. Let me say this, because if I don't do this, y'all call them crazy. See, but Chris actually does like the church and when I'm down out of that stuff. Nakia, because Chris is busy on the weekends, that's who films y'all's
the cohorts.
Yeah, the cohorts.
All
right.
Shout out to Nakia.
The thing Chris is CPMG.
Right. Yeah,
so
he does all the stuff for the schools, all the sports, all the athletes and stuff, for all the high schools and middle schools, recreation league. Yeah, he does all the video and photography.
Yeah, so he's not necessarily free on Saturday. So yeah, but he captures me pretty good. Nakia, we appreciate her.
Oh yeah, we appreciate y'all both for doing big, because the video footage is always high quality.
Yeah,
if they don't do nothing else, they doing their job well. But in reference to that, because in addition to your ULA, the Kingdom Life, you consistently have been active in community transformation work. What fuels you to stay engaged on so many fronts? Because I know it could be overwhelming.
Man, so I have got off the 11 boards.
Well, he's on 10 now.
I'm about to say.
I'm on 10.
he dropped one of
them. The thing is this, and I can't take credit for this, but a wise man was asked one time, he said, well, looks like everything you touch turns to gold. Right, and I think, the wise man said, "Here's the thing: like, I don't touch everything.
Right.
So I don't touch everything, and then what I do, I don't do a whole lot well. I think I'm a pretty decent teacher, teacher of the Bible. I do executive coaching, so I bring the best out of people, but I build teams.
Right.
So what I do is I go in, I build a team, and I let the team do their thing. My weakness may be sometimes. And I was telling this talk, I see Joe Boo's is where it really happens sometimes when you're a visionary, you might deal with this. Sometimes it's hard for us to be monogamous because we got to go conquer the next thing. Right. So I'm boom, I'm moving, I'm a builder. So sometimes I need a fight to keep me going. I might not keep my foot on the neck of the enemy because I'm going to the next thing. So the answer I'm trying to answer your question is in me. Like, when God showed me something, I just have to go and do something about it. Right. But I have to realize I'm a limited commodity. So I built a team. So what happened was I built up a team and I said, hey, boom. See, I don't mind. Here's the thing. When I played basketball, like me and you talked one time just about your sport, I know you was in the track. People hit me by playing basketball. I think I told you that. More people the younger cats over here, what you score, 20, 30? I said, no, I like 11, 12. But I had a double-double. So I was a facilitator.
Right.
So I don't mind other people scoring.
Right.
That's the thing. I don't have to
Right.
score the 20 and have 4 assists. I'd rather have 12, 12.
Absolutely.
I'd rather have 12, 12, 12. That's me, though. So I lead the same way. So
Right.
I'm going to build you up. So when I pass, I don't mind you scoring.
Right.
Because you can't score until I give you the ball anyway.
That's right. That's right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Shout out to all the point guards across the nation.
Across the nation.
Yeah. I was a point guard myself for the Central High School.
We ain't gonna get into that.
Whose house?
You know what I'm saying?
But it's all good, man.
Yeah, because I played a little basketball myself. I had my little player of the week one.
Oh, she did that, didn't it?
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't that major, but I hear what you're saying, because I think a lot of times, even when it comes to sports and how it translates into leadership roles, is that getting everybody involved. You don't want just one person to shine, because if something happens to this one person, everything else around it collapses. So how do you delegate? How do you inspire and transform the people around you to make sure that once you're gone, or if something comes up, that you have a team that you can trust to sustain what you have built, and even to thrive even more. So that's definitely important.
Absolutely.
And you know what I do, man? And I don't mean to take this as a shot at nobody. I just do what wasn't done for me. How can I say it? Not by my family, right? Family took care of me. So let me just say, those who may be considered OGs before me in this social impact world, right? And I probably could have reached out to them, this and that. But what I would do, I would see a LJ, I would see a Joe, I would see I see Daniel. I would see when I see that, hey man, come let me bring in. Even it ain't just me, Dr. Ansley, Booker, those people. Hey, let me wrap in, because they wasn't necessarily done for me, right? And I get it. I'm saying I probably could have reached out, but I think it's sometimes it comes upon one generation to reach back.
That's right.
And say, but not to clone me, because they all have diverse opinions from me,
right?
But we respect each other. So when I see Joe go or Ed, whoever, I ain't got. But I understand I've done my purpose. I passed them the ball. I helped them get enough shots up. Well, now they can do their thing.
That's real. That's real, bro.
That's right. Yeah, and Razul Salim says faith awakens the human spirit beyond survival, and it gives us purpose and balance. When we live by that purpose, our homes, schools, and communities rise with us. He was answering the accountability check question. We appreciate that.
That's good
stuff. That's real good.
So shout out Brother Velo with the brotherhood. Y'all were out. Y'all yeah. He said Dominique is truly an OG.
Velo, what's up, brother?
Yeah, you're a real OG, man. We had Miss Mashita Adams. She checked in. She said, right. So I don't know if she was talking about all the stuff you were talking about, or maybe the Central High School thing. I'm just playing.
But Sheeta is from San. No, she definitely wasn't talking about.
And we don't do nothing else. We're gonna correct that.
We're gonna correct that. She's definitely not from
Come on now, Mashita. It's all good. It's all good. But yeah, and Joe Boozer, I got a question. And
all right,
said advice. What advice would you give a person who are in leadership but not standing upon representing their culture or community like they should be?
That's good, Joe. I think a couple of things. For me, or starting out. I try to have behind the door talks. Like, hey, we got to have some kind of accountability. And I can admit, like, the situation we went through. I might not didn't do the best of it because, number one, the situation started outside of me. You know what I'm saying? So when the situation happened, I'm like, now y'all want me to come handle it? Like, y'all handle it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I think now, this, like when y'all say, come on, Nick, you got to, okay, so now I understand the status I have. So let's bring everybody in to have a talk.
Right.
Let's talk one-on-one. You know what I'm saying? And after that, then we got to just be like, hey, man, we can't support that. Like, we got to make it public then. I think the first thing we do before we start getting on Facebook, splouting stuff out, hey man, let's rap about this.
Right. Come to each other.
Yeah, let's come to each other. Let's talk about what we feel like you ain't standing up in that situation.
Right.
Because we do, and you're good at this. I'm not saying this because you just sitting here. Even Joe himself is good at this. Like we all talk about accountability. right?
Mhm.
And so what we would do is vote, but we leave.
Right.
So we got to start doing this vote and holding accountable.
Oh, absolutely.
So what we done, and we all have been given. Oh, we voted, but now you got to hold this joker account, not just he or she accountable for what they're supposed to be doing for the community.
Absolutely.
That ain't what we wanted.
That's right. You're a public servant.
You're a public servant. And that's one of the reasons why we try to stress policies so much in civic education, because a lot of times we vote for people for all the wrong reasons. You might be popular. I think, it's what you're saying or what you're doing look good. It looks like something I want to be a part of, as opposed to what policies are you implementing that's not only going to impact me right now, but also impact my children, my grandchildren, my great grandchildren. So we definitely
I
want to
let that down. I'm sorry.
I don't care when nobody say Dominique Johnson good.
Yeah, these folks saying they have the whole battle up here. But remember, she's talking about don't hate on Waco. Hey, shout out to Washington County, y'all. We got listeners out there too.
Let me say this. When you're having a good time fly. But I mean, I was talking to somebody the other day. It was Joe, right? And we're not gonna call no names outside of Joe. And I said, man, you vote how you want to. And then he said something that was good. He said, yeah, vote how you want, but your vote has consequences.
Absolutely.
And we were talking about somebody who was sitting in a seat of authority.
Right.
Like you up there, free country. I'm not gonna vote how you want.
Right.
Right. Now we're gonna hold you accountable again, but that's what we're saying. How you vote got consequences now. Because election time coming back up. We remember last time we might let you get away with one, but you don't went 3-4 votes that go the other way.
You got to deliver.
Right. You got that's good. You got to deliver. And then what's good, you said this, and Frank this, I know he listening. I know Frank told me one time, I always respect Frank. Like this before cure violence, everything. He said, no, I don't see you in that position. Because we friends, and that's what you got to understand too. You got to be willing to take whatever. Like, okay, friend don't see me, it didn't make me a bad person. I didn't say he was hate. I didn't say he didn't believe in me. He just didn't see me in a particular position at that time.
Right.
And that's what you were saying. Like, hey man, you my dog, this and that. I don't see you that over.
You got to be able to be honest with people, and and we all have our different opinions, but when you value some of those opinions, you're gonna ask the people, and the hope is that somebody gonna tell you like, hey, maybe not this time around, but keep building up and maybe in the future. And I think that is important when we're talking about accountability as well. Is we're not just being yes men, like I'm gonna say something because I think you want to hear it and it's gonna make you feel a certain type of way, but I want to be honest with you. So whatever you do need to work on, you can take that into account and start saying like, okay, what can I do if this is something I really want to do? What do I need to do? What steps do I need to take in order to actually get there?
Yeah, and I think this is a perfect segue because we're gonna want to talk a little bit about your new role as truancy specialist, right? You know what I mean? But
be good.
Yeah, but I want to say this though, right? Like even with the accountability part, we had something that happened this weekend. We ain't got time to go all the way through it, but the Northeast and Southwest situation with the high schools and all that, right? And we just had so many different people saying, "Oh, this person fought. Well, this happened. Folks weren't even there. Saying this happened and that happened. Stuff like that, right?" And Tia and we are talking about accountability. Tia and I were looking at a word. We were looking at something yesterday. It's talking about metacognition.
Yeah.
Being metacognitive, and that's basically
thinking about what you're thinking about.
Absolutely, thinking about what you think about, and being self-aware. You know what I mean? And a lot of our folks got so much self-confidence and stuff without necessarily being self-aware. So, it's good to have people that can let you know, hey, look, hold on, man, you need to, check this out, or, you need to look at yourself again, or look at this situation, or have you, right? So, even with your new role, you're now the truancy intervention specialist. Is that right?
Right.
With Bill County School District. And I know for a long time, people always talked about having a truancy officer, and they always had this idea of folk riding around in a little with a badge in the truck and say, "Hey, bring him behind the school, boy," and all that. You know what I mean? I know that looks a lot different based on what you can be doing. So, what's your role? For one, congratulations for doing that. And we're glad that you are there because we know you are the perfect person for that. For that job, but what would this position look like in real time? Like, what did that look like?
So in real time, I'm glad you brought it up. Like I tell people, and I've been educating people, using your joke for educating people. Like I'm a truancy intervention specialist. I'm not a truancy officer. I say this in board means how I can be silly. I say I'm not 12. I'm not the police, right? So what it looks like, man, and yeah, I can talk about it. It's crazy now, cause I'm used to being myself, not representing something. So I have to make sure I ain't violating stuff. So, but I can tell my role. So what it really looks like is me being more restorative than punitive. And what
That's
that
good.
means is when I go in with the family, like we're gonna have to have this tough talk. We gotta be like, hey, the kids ain't been here in
10 days.
10 days, right? And so let me pause here. So what I do, y'all, I work with chronic absenteeism. Chronic absenteeism is when you miss 10% or more of school. So that means if you only been in school 10 days, you shouldn't have missed really one day, but you can't miss that's one. If you miss one day, you're considered in those 10 days, you consider chronically absent. So
Right.
as the days go on, that's when it gets better. So let's do 180 days. If you miss 18, you're chronically absent that year. And we got kids missing 20, 30 days, no seat time. So how I want to do it, man, is really look at, what's the barriers?
Right.
Like, okay, you didn't have a car, you didn't wake up. Whatever those barriers are, let's find them and eliminate them so you can get here. So I'll leave it at that. That's the gist of it. And if you keep digging, I'll answer whatever you need me to add.
No,
Yeah.
and I know that's I know it takes a lot of real true engagement, right? And I know we did cure violence work. Shout out to our whole team.
Whole team, baby.
Oh, that's a whole nother. We might put out a whole documentary movie about that.
I've been telling you. I was talking to Sherman the other day. I said, I told you we should have been writing this stuff.
I'm talking about for real. You did say that all the time. I ain't lying to you, but that was a great experience. A lot of wonderful training that we received,
right?
And we brought a lot of our real life experiences into that too. But you used to talk about this all the time, as us having like a 2-generational approach,
right?
And I know a lot of times people talk about what's going on with the kids, but then they say, well, now it's the parents, or we want to blame, this person, that person, whatever. But with us, it was about understanding like there's a family at play here. So so we working with the parent as well as with the youth.
That's what
I'm
saying.
So that's pretty much what you
right. And
are
here's
going to
the thing. If you think about it now, we really 3-generational program.
Absolutely.
Because you got grandmothers my age, their kids, then their children. So this goes back to y'all talking. We all talk about the effects of generational poverty and trauma.
Absolutely.
Right. So how do we deal with that? So I have 2 conversations. I'll say it here. I'm gonna answer that, Mashita. I'll say it here real quick. I'll say this. I might have 2 conversations sometimes, right? So that's a conversation that King had with a group of people,
right,
and another group of people. So with everybody else, I'm letting them know, hey, at the end of the day, like this is where we are. Like y'all created these systems,
right.
But then I have to go and tell our people, look now, that's where we get the stories from. When grandmama and them walking to school 12 miles and this and that.
Right.
That's right.
So we got it. So really I got to hold both parties accountable.
Right.
Now, I'm going to talk to Empire,
right,
but I'm going to empower us.
That's right. And people got to know that you care, and they got to see you too.
And that's why, like, I've gotten great. Man, I didn't even like y'all would tell me, but I'm just like I tell people, I'm just dominating for me to make it. But man, when I got the job, like the Facebook post, I was like, whoa. But I want to do, if you don't mind me going into with Mashita.
Oh yeah, you got a few more. You know, go off in the chat. You got some folks they in tune with you.
Yeah. So Mashita, it's gonna take a whole community. I know that's kind of nebulous. So I'm gonna be honest with you. Like we're gonna need people to volunteer. We're gonna need people to donate because we want to incentivize it too. We want to be like, hey, you come to school, this class with a pizza party, this and that. Like it's gonna take. I tell people, it's gonna let me go church on you. It's gonna take time, talent, and treasure. That's and I know Mashita because I know how she think. Like we're specific, I get it, but for the sake of time, we need everything and all hands on deck. Like when I came on, this is not just a Dominique issue. And I know people not saying that, but you know how we say you gotta make it cognizant.
Right.
Like this, all of us. This is a community-wide issue we are dealing with. Right? Because these are our babies. These are our future. Watch this. If you want to go to the other thing, this is our future taxpayers.
Right. That's right.
Another. This is not only that. Let's go to the Imago Dei. These are people made in God's image.
There you
This
go.
is somebody with a destiny, somebody with a purpose. Really, it's spiritual warfare that we
Absolutely.
up.
Absolutely.
Because guess what you're doing? If I can keep you ignorant, then you can't be free.
Absolutely.
Next to me, I'm still talking just next to the power of the Holy Ghost, education, and that bread. That it's the liberating factors.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Joe Boo, he said it's a holistic issue, which requires a holistic approach.
Right.
Yeah, so that's basically everything that you just said. And had a couple other people in the chat. No, Rasul was in there as well. Well, first, Velo said, yeah, we got to love Joe Boo said we got to love them enough to tell them the truth. If you don't love me that much, you don't love me at all. Say, if we can't be straight up with each other, we're not really for each other. That's Brother Velo said that. Brother Rasul says he think that we mentioned this last week. I would like to see more schools that's taught and led by African American faith.
Yeah. I think when you mentioned that on Facebook, probably.
Okay, for sure. He said church, mosque, etc. But yeah, as far as what you're saying in regards to that, right? What it does take community approach. We can't just look at one individual like yourself and say, hey, look, we need you to do everything, man, and and we just want to get on your behind or whoever that in these roles. No, we got to take responsibility for ourselves. At the end of the day, and we can't just expect, now we do have to hold our elected officials and everybody accountable and all that.
That's what I mean when I say empire.
Right.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Because we got to hold them accountable, but we also have to be accountable for each other. I think, and when you talked about just this whole individualistic mindset, when we're talking about like village talks, what does that mean?
Absolutely.
A village, when we're talking about trying to find real solutions to the problems, how do we as a community, as a one people, get together and use our talents, our gifts, our resources, what we have to help with these situations? Because even with these parents, how many of us can go next door to the person and say, I know so and so, you and your kid, do you need some help? Because I see that the kids ain't been to school in 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days. Like, how do we become that type of village?
That's it. That's what I'm saying. Let me clarify something. When I'm saying empire, I'm not necessarily talking about making bill, right? That's theological term that you use when you're talking about liberation theology.
Right, like the system.
Yeah, I just don't want nobody to go back to he said
we understand exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
Your point. And before we go into the next part, because we wind it down.
Okay.
But before we go into that, like when in regards to that,
go ahead, I'm ready.
Yeah, when we were talking about people, for one, I almost lost my train of thought. You were talking so good, girl. You made me almost.
I'm talking about she was going, wasn't it?
Yeah. You talking real good. But yeah, I might need to go and keep it moving because I don't want to get too caught up on that. But but you said a lot of good stuff, man. And the whole I know I was about to say. I'm sorry. I was about to talk about. She was talking about village talks and why we named this show Village Talk. Sometimes we have to remind people of this because a lot of our people have lost hope. Right. You know what I mean? And a lot of people may not go to school. They might send their kids to school because they lost hope. They might not see the need for working in community or us working together because they lost hope in us. And I even been disturbed a little bit from certain people in positions of power or what have you that really lost hope in us.
Right.
And don't believe that we have the ability to work together and stuff like that. Right. So even the name Village Talks, when we think about the village, what image pops up in your head?
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of people still to this day, we say we can't work together, but understanding we got to get back to the village.
Right.
That means we did it before.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You feel what I'm saying? Like
it's in us.
It's in us to do that. I mean, we at one point we did know how to work together. We did know, and it ain't just back when we were in Africa, back in indigenous times here or all over the world. There are also periods in America over the last 100, 150 years, we had something like Reconstruction. We had Black Wall Street, we had Pleasant Hill, all the different neighborhoods. But anyway, in regards to hope, we still can do it. That's all I want to say. We still can do it.
That's where I'm at till I leave here.
Most definitely, sir. And last thing, brother, you've been an amazing inspiration, man. I've been able to see you do something that I almost really never seen anybody do before. Your wife, who was a major inspiration, even to me.
I was doing good. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry,
man. Keep going. I'm ready to answer it because I want to big up. Go ahead. I'm good. Go ahead.
Man. But your wife, even when she saw Tia for the first time when we was in she was like, what you doing over there with that? She said, that's the one right there. That's it right there now. But she transitioned a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
you know, and she's a beautiful person, beautiful spirit, man, and she
Yeah.
deserved you, and you deserve her. 'Cause both of y'all are beautiful spirit, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
She's
appreciate
and how has that season shaped the way that you lead, serve,
Oh man.
and even father your children, Joshua and Kirsten?
Man, you know what? I never took a day for granted, but I definitely don't take them for granted now.
Right.
My wife would have been 54 this year. That's young. And man, she was a soldier. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So I think how I lead, man, I have to remember that I had to take every day and make it count.
That's right.
Every day. And so I lead being a single dad. Shout out to the single parents. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
But I think how affects me is I lead with more intentionality. Like I'm more present with my daughter, you know, because I want to go a duck ahead, right?
We all watching you, Kirsten. Don't you worry.
You know what I'm
It's a
saying?
village.
So with Joshua, you know, it's hey man, you remember? I want to shout out them. You know,
That's right.
I don't even want this to be, if you don't mind, be the how I lead, right? I want to shout out like Chan was a soldier. You know, when you know somebody can pick you up in the spirit, you get in the. I can lay in the bed. She can tell when something was heavy. Cause y'all know, you know me, I'm chill. She lay her hand on my back and pray. So you have that, right? But then, like with my kids, man, they resilient, man. Like to keep going. I know other people have lost their parents and things, but to do what they did, man, like to keep going. My son is still have 3 at the end of his first semester. That thing, kids to keep going. So man, I want to salute them. You know what I'm saying?
Salute,
Yeah, like they give me hope. Right? So they keep going. And I want to salute. Let me say this, man. I want to salute this community for coming around. I want to salute the village.
That's right.
Got the village surrounded around me, man. They all did, and my church. I mean, people might even know. You know, I did this thing. You know, I said, you know, he's still the one. Talking about Jesus, still the one.
That's right.
And man, I remember I was out eating, and this lady came up to me, man. She's like, I know. She said, "Don't forget, he's still the one." I was like,
That's what's up.
so yeah, man, I could talk all day about that, but transforming it, and I know we got to get ready to ride, man. Just I want to tell anybody, man, like married, unmarried, special one, cherish. You know what I'm saying? Make every day count.
Right.
You know.
That's right.
Love hard, play hard, work hard.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah. You're an amazing inspiration, bro. We got like one more minute, man. You know we're gonna have to bring you back. You already know we're gonna have to bring you back.
I was sitting here saying, "Don't cry, don't cry."
It's all right.
It's all right,
You gotta
man.
let those tears
It's all right, bro.
Yeah.
We appreciate you for being transparent with us, man.
And open and honest, because yes, I didn't get that much interaction with Miss Shan, but her spirit was always amazing anytime she was in the room.
Right.
So
She put the stamp on you, baby. I'm just like,
She did, and I used to get on her about that. Like, don't be around here trying to match me. Like,
she actually know what she was doing.
Yeah.
She knew exactly what she.
Let me say this, if you don't mind. I know
Go ahead.
1 minute. I don't got about 1 minute. Hey, y'all, for real, the truancy thing. Let's get on this for real.
absolutely.
Because we go, it's truancy and literacy, right?
That's right.
Let's get on this. They can't we do our job at the village and let them teachers do what they supposed to do.
That's right.
Right.
We can say what they not doing all they want, but guess what? We don't know if we don't send them. So at least send them so we can, guess what, even hold them accountable. And guess what? Like Tia said, we got to hold each other accountable.
Yes, sir.
Already, man. So, man,
That's
appreciate you, Dr. Reverend, my
Man.
brother, more than the most important side of you guys, my brother. You know what I
Ain't
mean?
no
And I
doubt,
love
man.
you, like, for
Love you
real.
too, man.
I really
Love both of
talk.
y'all.
Love you.
Yeah, man. But it's been an amazing show. Last thing, what's your real quick, what's your vision for making in the
Hey,
future?
man,
10 seconds.
all of us acting as one for these babies.
That's
right.
what we got to do.
Work hard, live hard.
Join
love
us next
hard.
Wednesday, y'all. Village Talks. Appreciate you, Dr. Dominique.
Peace
Man,
and blessings,
salute, I
baby.
appreciate y'all. Double salute.
Peace and blessings.
You've been listening to Village Talks with Tia and LJ. Join them live every Wednesday from 5:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. right here on the Glory 107.9 FM, 980 AM WDDO.
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of the Glory 980 AM, the Glory Media Group LLC, WDDO AM, its staff, management, or advertisers, but are the